Welcome, it's me, Sasha Dan Bryant. Welcome to episode 11 of the 2025 season of You Call That Targeting. I'm here with Mike Washburn. What an idiot. I'm here with Earl Maynard. And we're here in the beautiful Truck Burn studio here in Lickskillen, Alabama. And we got some crap to talk about. Man, it's been a great week. Let's start with NASCAR. So Sunday was the last race before the championship race. My guy Ryan Blaney needed to win. He qualified like pure tits and qualified 31st. But after the end of the my goodness, let me figure out how to talk again. At the end of the first stage, he moved all the way up to the 7th position. He was just moving cars around. He was fast. He eventually got to the lead. But William Byron was just the best car all day. He won the first two stages and ended up winning the race. So my guy Ryan Blaney falls one position short of making the championship. So that sucks for your nipples. But William Byron deserved it. He just was the better car. He didn't do anything dirty or anything like that to earn that spot. So it just wasn't Ryan Blaney's year. And it kind of sucks for your nipples. But hey, we'll move on. But I'm excited for this Sunday. We got Chase Briscoe, Denny Hamlin, William Byron, and Kyle Larson. One of them will be crowned our champion this year. And it's going to be epic. So can't wait for that. And let's get on to some college football news. Brian absolute suck Tick Kelly. My goodness, what an idiot. As a Notre Dame fan, I could have told you it was a bad move to hire this nothing but pure garbage coach. What an idiot. You should have known he would never win the big games. He's an idiot of a coach. I don't know who would want the guy. I don't know how recruits go and visit this guy and say, man, I would like to play for him. Because he's nothing but a pure idiot moron. My goodness. Just what a waste of life as a head coach of a football team. Well deserved to get fired. My goodness, I heard he's making like $800,000 was it a week or a month or something like that? I don't know. It was a big buyout, and he's going to be just fine. But my goodness, what a crap coach. Anyways, let's get into the recap for this past week. Missouri at Vanderbilt. Me and Mike picked Vanderbilt, and they win 17-10. Ole Miss, Oklahoma. I was the only one to pick Ole Miss. The other two idiots went with Oklahoma, and Ole Miss wins 34-26. And then we had Texas A&M at LSU, and I knew that Texas A&M would whip tits. I didn't know they would whip tits so much that Brian Kelly would get fired. But they won 49-25, and man, the fans were like, fire this idiot of a coach. And they did. Going on to the point situation, I got another perfect week. 5 points. I'm up to 49 points. Earl got 3 points. He's at 38. And Mike with a nothing but a pure garbage showing. He's got 24 points. He got 1 point. Which one did he even get right? Mike. Oh, he got the Vanderbilt pick right. What an idiot. My goodness, Mike sucks pure garbage. But, hey, let's give away some awards. Starting with my team of the week. I'm going to give it to those Texas A&M Aggies. My goodness, what a win. Going into Death Valley and whipping tits, 49-25. Congratulations, Texas A&M. They're still undefeated. They're looking like a dang good team. I'm telling you, I don't know. This year's weird. I look at a team like Texas A&M, and for some reason, I just don't think they can go undefeated. I just don't think they can pull it off. But maybe it's their year. I don't know. We've seen crazier things. We'll see how it goes. But let's talk about some trash teams. You know how much I love that. UCLA's back on this trash list. And yes, they played Indiana. Indiana's the number 2 team in the nation. But UCLA gets their tits blown back 56-6. They're back to being nothing but pure garbage. Next trash team, let's give it to Mississippi State because they should have won this game. They were whipping up on Texas. And they got outscored 24-7 in the fourth quarter and then lost in overtime. 45-38. I was watching some of this game and I was like, well, Mississippi State's gonna walk away with a win here. And I turned it off, and then later on I was looking at the scores and saw Texas won. What a way to blow it. My goodness, Mississippi State. Nothing but pure garbage. I'm going to put Virginia on this list because they had to go to overtime to beat North Carolina. And they won 17-16. Nothing but a pure garbage showing from a team that's ranked number 16. And you're playing North Carolina, the Bill Belichick pure garbage team. My goodness, Virginia, nothing but pure garbage. Next trash team, I'm going to give it to Minnesota. Last week I said they were a pretty decent team because I forgot what they did. Maybe they upset somebody or something. I can't remember. I should have maybe looked, but who cares? Minnesota loses to Iowa, a team that's not even known for offense. 41-3. Nothing but pure garbage, Minnesota. Next trash team, Illinois, Earl's favorite fat head coach. My goodness, they have just been trying to hang on for dear life in the top 25. They go to Washington and get blown out 42-25. Nothing but pure garbage. Next trash team, Oklahoma State. I mean, they are just, the train is off the rails, folks. My goodness, they are 1-7 this year. And they lost to Texas Tech 42-0. Nothing but pure garbage. But speaking of just the purest of garbage, UMass loses 38-13. They go to 0-8 on the year. Nothing but pure garbage. I wish I could take a trip to Massachusetts to watch that trash team, because I would. I would pay money to watch how trash they are. Because that's how much I love it. And speaking of teams that are worth money to watch because they're trash, Colorado. My goodness, Utah beat their nipples 53-7. Colorado's nothing but pure garbage. Deion Sanders, old prime, he's a garbage coach. I remember people talking about how, man, I wish we had Deion Sanders as our coach. He brings in all these good recruits and all this excitement. And they're nothing but pure tits now that Shedeur Sanders is gone, and I thought Sanders was garbage. And apparently he must have been pretty good, because at least they won more games. My goodness, now they look like just pure garbage. What a trash team. Anyways, let's move on to our absolute trash team of the week. My absolute trash team of the week, I'm going to give it to the LSU Tigers. What a way to just fall apart. My goodness, I mean, this was a team that was looking like national championship contenders. They were looking like solid playoff contenders at the beginning of this year. They just could never get the offense rolling right. And now here they are, 3 losses. And their coach gets fired, which might be for the best, because like I said, Brian Kelly sucks pure nipples. I've said it. I mean, as long as I've been a Notre Dame fan, I knew Brian Kelly sucks. I just knew it. Nobody wanted to believe me. But he sucks, guys. You don't want him, so LSU's better off. But this week, I gotta give him absolute trash team of the week. I'm sorry, but you suck. But anyways, let's move on to questions. Alright, first question is from Deep Fried Peanut Butter. It says, I can't believe Vandy is winning so much. Is their coach gone and gonna get paid? Bama versus Vandy rematch. Question mark, question mark, question mark. What you say, Sasha? Well, that's a good question, Deep Fried Peanut Butter. I mean, I think he better stay at Vandy if I'm him, because, I mean, the expectation at Vandy, I mean, right now he is an absolute rock star, right? And I get Diego Pavia is probably a big reason why they've had so much success, even though he's a cocky idiot. But he's done good. And he's brought that swagger to the team. And, I don't know. It's kind of like Indiana's coached me. Just because now with transfer portal, if you're having success somewhere, people will follow that. Like, there's going to be some good players next year, definitely if Indiana makes a run for the national championship. Knowing that coach is locked in, they'll go play at Indiana. Like, they don't care. Like, they don't just want to go to the Ohio States and the Georgias of the world. They'll go wherever they're, people are winning games. So, with transfer portal, I would stay at Vanderbilt. I mean, if you go out and you win 8 or 9 games, maybe 10 games in a year, you are going to be an absolute rock star there. So, if I was him, I would stay put. And I would love to see a Vanderbilt-Alabama rematch for the SEC title. That would be insane. But I don't know how that's going to work out because Texas A&M's looking pretty unstoppable. So who knows who plays for the SEC championship, but whoever it will be, it'll be a good game. So thanks for your question. Next question is from Ray's Heck and Praise Deck. It says, "Hey Sasha, I know you're a NASCAR fan and you drive a Dodge Intrepid. What are your thoughts on Dodge coming to NASCAR Truck Series next year? And what is the future for Dodge in the Cup Series?" My goodness. So yeah, I'm excited to see Dodge back in NASCAR. They were in NASCAR years ago. And then they kind of got out of the sport. But NASCAR needs more manufacturers to come in. Because the more manufacturers you have, the more competitive it can be. Because there's only so much resources that Chevy and Ford and Toyota can share amongst the drivers and amongst the different teams. So when you add another one, then like let's say Dodge comes in, they can start to really focus on these few drivers and give them all kinds of resources, and it'll make those teams better in the long run. But now, they're going to the Truck Series. Everything in the Truck Series is the same. They run the same engines, same everything. The only thing that it will be a little different is on the front of that truck, it's going to have a Dodge logo. So honestly, Dodge probably ain't going to be able to do a whole lot. But when they get to the Cup Series now, they'll be able to, build their own engines and do stuff. So I'm looking excited. Looking excited. I'm looking forward and excited for Dodge to come into NASCAR. I hope when they get to the Cup Series that they bring back the Dodge Intrepid. I think it's one of the greatest cars ever made. It's a shame that you don't see much of them anymore. I've heard it's because they're unreliable, but mine's been super great. We've had to put 3 motors in and a couple of transmissions over the years that I've had it. But I would trust it. Right now, I would drive. I know I would trust it. A trip inside of an hour and a half or something like that, I have no problem. I wouldn't even sweat it. If it's over an hour and a half, I would think about renting a car. But it's been a great car for me, and my stepson hates it, which makes me like it even more. I love picking him up. When he needs a ride, and sometimes he needs a ride to work or something. I love driving him in my Dodge Intrepid because I know he hates it. And so maybe that's why I love it so much. But yeah, I would love to see Dodge run the Intrepid in a NASCAR Cup Series race. I would switch all of my allegiance because I'm a Blaney fan. I'm a Team Penske fan, but they run Fords. I would switch all of my allegiance to Dodge if they start running the Intrepid because it's one of my favorite cars of all time. But thanks for your question. The next question is from Peter Nathaniel. It says, "Hi, I was wanting some advice on this girl I like at my church. She came in last night during our Bible study and she had a sweater on that revealed about 3¼ inches of her right shoulder. And if I'm being honest, I had some impure thoughts. I later found out that she has a small tattoo on her wrist, and I peeped at her Bible. I peeped at her Bible, and my heart sank when I seen the side of that Bible had in big bold letters ESV. I still like this girl, but I think it's Satan having a field day in my head, and I'm scared that I might have an encounter with demons from the pits of hell. Please help me. God bless you and your household. Peter." Peter, you're an idiot. I'm just going to put it straight out. It sounds like this girl's a cute girl that goes to Bible study at your church. And you must not get much women if you're getting turned on by 3¼ inches of some shoulder action. Don't get me wrong, shoulders can be pretty sexy. Tig's mom, when she flashes a shoulder, it's pretty special. But it just sounds to me like you can't be that picky, bro. I know people like you. I've been to church with people like you. And you don't even have to tell me. If you're worried about her reading the ESV, I know you're a King James Version only. And that's nothing but pure garbage if you got that kind of attitude. It's a girl wanting to read her Bible. And you're mad about it or something. And you're worried you're going to get demon-possessed from a girl reading her Bible. Makes no garbage sense. My goodness, what an idiot. What else did you say? Oh yeah, and the tattoo. It's a tattoo. Unless it says I love Satan, it's probably all right. Peter, get it together. I can already tell. I just by your name, I can tell you probably don't look that great. There ain't a whole lot of studs named Peter Nathaniel. And if you want a good girl, it's hard to find those. If you're gonna be picky, you might as well just plan on being single the rest of your life. My goodness. I don't know if I can even help you, but my advice would be just quit being a daggum idiot. But anyways, let's get on to week 10 picks. Starting with the first game, we got Cincinnati at Utah. My gut wants to say Utah wins this game, but Cincinnati does have one less loss than Utah. They're ranked higher, but I think Utah's favored a little in this game, but I'm going to go with Cincinnati on the road.
I'm going to take Utah on this one. I really like them. I know they lost to BYU, but I think they bounced back. Playing at home, they have an opportunity to beat a good Cincinnati team, and I think they'll rise to the occasion. So I will take Utah.
Man, I love beef jerky, and man, I had the Jack Link sweet and hot flavored the other day, and I just had it for dinner. I got home and Franny got a little upset at me because I brought beef jerky home, and she's like, I have a home cooked meal for you, and it was, meatloaf. It looked pretty good, but I already had my mind on that jerky, and I told her, I said, hey, I'll bring it for lunch, when I go hang out with my dad, but she didn't like that, but I still ate my beef jerky, and it's really good. If you see Jack Link sweet and hot beef jerky, it's good. It's definitely Earl Maynard approved, which means a lot in the beef jerky world. But if we're picking football, I'll take Utah.
That's what we're... Whatever, Earl. What an idiot. Okay, next game, Oklahoma at Tennessee. Last week I said something about Oklahoma having a backup quarterback. I'm sorry, I was an idiot. Because I forgot that their quarterback, he came back for the Texas game. So I was crap on that, so I apologize. But he looks like garbage. He went from being like the Heisman favorite to sucking pure absolute tits. I just don't like... I think his hand's still bothering him. I think he's just trying to tough it out. But I just haven't liked what I've seen from Oklahoma since he's been hurt. And Tennessee's at home. I'm going to take Tennessee.
I completely agree. I don't like Oklahoma's offense to win. Now, I think their defense, even though they didn't look that great this past week, I think their defense is still one of the better defenses in the country. But I don't think John Mateer can get it done anymore. I think he's kind of lost that edge. I think Tennessee's going to have enough offensive plays to win this game.
I promise you I'm going to be singing Rocky Top naked watching this game. I love Rocky Top. It's such a good song. And everybody hates Tennessee orange. I kind of like it. I kind of would. It kind of matches my tangerine orange truck burns. It's got a little bit of that Tennessee vibe going on. And maybe I'll come out with a Tennessee color orange truck burn as my next signature. But yeah, Oklahoma's let me down, and they got good barbecue, and I love that, and I'm sure they got good jerky as well. But I bet you Tennessee's got good jerky, dude. Now that I think about it, maybe I should go try local jerkies. I don't know, but Tennessee at home, and with a struggling Oklahoma offense, I'll take Tennessee.
All right, it's kind of a crap week for picks. There was there had 3 top 25 games this week, nothing but pure garbage. So our game of the week, we went with Vanderbilt at Texas, even though Texas sucks pure garbage. And you'll see why they suck pure garbage because the AI predictor gave Texas offense a C. That's one of the lowest. That might be the lowest rating we've seen. But they did give their defense an A, while they gave Vanderbilt's offense a B and their defense a B. But they are giving a slight, and I mean slight edge to Vanderbilt. 51% versus Texas 49% win probability. And they're giving a score prediction 27-24. This is at Texas. This would be still a big win for Vanderbilt. And I like it. I think they got the quarterback to do it. I think Diego Pavia, I think he comes into that game just fired up because he knows all the hype around Arch Manning. And I think he's going to go out there and say, you know what? You should be talking about me. You know, he's already saying that he should win the Heisman. This is your moment. Go out there and beat the nipples off Arch Manning and say, look, I deserve to be the Heisman winner this year. I'm going to go with Vanderbilt.
I like it. Yeah, I think he's a confident quarterback. I think this is a confident team. I mean, they've only lost to Alabama. They've handled their business everywhere else, and I just don't trust Texas. I trust Vanderbilt way more than Texas. Give me Vanderbilt.
You know, both these teams are, you know, I can't believe this is our game of the week. It's not even really that good. But maybe it'll turn out to be a good game. I don't know, but I can tell you this. Vanderbilt, when it comes to women and barbecue, they would lose every time to Texas. Texas is just great. It's a great state. You know, they love their football. They love their rodeos. And I hate to bring it up again, but I'm sure they love beef jerky more than Nashville, Tennessee does. And, they're at home. I think Vanderbilt, I think they keep it close and they play a good game. And maybe Diego Pavia does have a good game. But I think Texas somehow finds a way to win this game of the week.
That's a crap pick, Earl. But anyways, we will see next week when we recap these games. Hope that you have a good one. I can't wait to see who's going to win the NASCAR championship this Sunday. And I'm sure we'll talk about that also next week. Thank you for tuning in, and we'll catch you next time.